Greetings, y'all. It is Matt from the Grin Arcade. We're back playing some more Farming Simulator 22. We're back on Elm Creek. And, I hear my voice. We're back playing not good. Not good. Not good. There we go. I got it. I headed it off at the pass. Oh, boy. Yeah, that's... What happens is I bring up my window for the Twitch channel, and I'll the night before I'll be watching like John or Ghost or somebody, and I'll leave the volume up. So that's what happens there. But good morning, everybody. Good morning. How's it going? I am trying to roll this grass up here just to get it kind of growing again. And eventually we're going to put some sheep paddock pens, animals, whatever we call those things. Pens, I guess. We were calling them paddocks back in 19. I guess it would be sheep farm, sheep pens, something. I don't know. Eventually we're going to put some sheep pens up here. I'm really happy that they let us get rid of the buildings up here when we bought this farm. I mean, it would have been okay if we could have used the buildings too, but being able to get rid of the buildings now that we can, we bought the land and we can build our own farm is really great too. So now we can put in our own sheep pens up here. There's room to do it now. And we can put in, like really anything. I mean, there's sheds we can put in. There's the sheep pens. We could put in some silos. We could. I mean, it's endless. I mean, possibilities are endless. So definitely, probably some sheds for like equipment and stuff. I could see that. All right, let me get this last little bit here, and while I'm heading down to that other field, we'll bring Old Man in here. I think there's a little bit over here on the side right here I need to get. Try to hire this out here. Just let him roll. Alright, literally let him roll. Let's see, I need to hit a button, don't I?
Sound resumed.
Good morning, old man.
Good morning, man. How you doing today?
Alright, how's it going?
Going good.
Alright. We've got some contract work being done out there, some FERT contracts and a harvesting contract down right there. I noticed that on the mini-map, I didn't even notice this, but when you pull up, you have the two mini-maps, you have the circle one, the square one, and you have the big square one. They made the numbers bigger. I'm liking that, because now you can pull that up, and I can actually, see the numbers now. I think they were that small. See how small the numbers are there? They were that small on the big map. So now I can see, what field numbers these are without having to lean forward and, look into it. So that makes that a whole lot better. Alright, I'm gonna let him roll on right here, and then I'm going to take him over there, I think. These are oddly shaped fields for hired workers. So, we'll probably have to come back and do a little bit of manual rolling here before too long. I could see us getting another roller, honestly. Because while one's hired out, on the big chunk, like the center parts here. See, all of this, I hired all that out. The AI did that. But I could see, while they're doing that, having another one, maybe even two more, doing manual or like around the edges and stuff, and the spots that the AI misses. So, because the AI is gonna miss, the hired worker, he's gonna miss. That's a given. So, alright. I just realized I can't really see my chat window too well, so I need to go over there and take a look at that. Okay, let's see. Let me pull this back up here. Good morning to everyone out there. We gotta sell this forklift. This is one thing we got to do. I'm gonna try to get these pallets out of the barn first. I think we're gonna invest in another one, but apparently this forklift is broken. So we're gonna see what we can do here. Hopefully this won't go really weird. I probably should just go ahead and sell it and get the other one, get the new one. But I'm gonna try. I'm gonna give it the benefit of a doubt here. Try to get our furniture out of here. We've got some furniture kind of stacked in here. Not really stacked, but yeah, it's already. Yeah, no, it's broke. So let's just go ahead and go sell this. It is not worth getting a pellet stuck in the ground or stuck in the barn or flying into outer space, which we did quite a few things that Thursday. That video's up on YouTube, by the way. youtube.com/thegrainarcade. I went ahead and just uploaded that whole video from then. I'm going to start, and I've said this before, but I am going to start putting those videos up. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put those up, I think, either by date or by like some type of numbering system, like episode or something like that, but probably by date, I would say. I could go ahead and totally have this on here, couldn't I? Alright. Probably by date, yeah. Just go ahead and export the whole stream over there, and that way those videos can live on forever. So, probably from this point on, we'll do that. We're going to collect the toys one more time, and I'm told that they are fixed now. So that when you collect them, that's it. Unless you start a whole new map, I think that they're supposed to be fixed now. All right, there's one contract down. Old man is fertilizing out there. You know what? That's the second vert contract I've had on that field. What is that?
It's a nice field too.
Yeah, what is that? Potatoes? Looks like potatoes.
Yes, it is potatoes.
Yep. That's the second. Is that another one for 30 down there? That's the second one I've had for 30. They're popping back up again. Yep. Did I pass the shop? I did. Yeah. Whoa. Good morning, Fisherman, RC Bear. Good morning, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. And we're not selling these cultivators. I just parked them down here for a minute while I switch some tractors out, working on stuff. Alright, say goodbye to the Manitou forklift. It's broke. It's just broken for us. So we do kind of want to get a replacement, though. We kind of need to, because our furniture's in the barn and we got to get it out. So, if I can find forklifts. There they are. This little electric one's nice. It's a little more expensive than that one, but it's electric and it does work. So we may get this one. Alright. So that is right here. And this thing is really cool. It's got the strobes. Now there's a way to turn those other ones on. I don't know. No. Trying to figure out how to turn them on. That's not it. Hello, Traxy. Nope, I don't have any bacon. Go away. Get down. Alright, let's see. Nope. There is a way to turn those other strobes on. There's some more strobes there in the middle, and I do not know what the... Let's see. It's got to be under vehicles and lights. Vehicle work, vehicle front loader, vehicle gearbox, vehicle lights. Okay, let's see. There's hazard lights. Okay, beacon is the home. It's gotta be on the keypad. Because this is headlights. Yeah. That's hazard lights. No, that's signal lights. Okay. Is that them? Maybe that's them. Oh, those somehow they got those to flash. I'm gonna have to ask them how they got those to flash. Those strobe, those there. I saw them flashing last night on John's stream, so I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. Let's take it on home, though. It's gonna be a slow ride home. Unfortunately, I don't think you can put GPS on these. I didn't even pay attention to that. I don't think you can. Yeah, you can. I don't think we need GPS, though. For a forklift? Nah, not so much. It's not a bad little forklift. It is electric, so we'll have to, I guess we'll have to put a charging station in somewhere. Alright, let's go collect those contracts and see if there's any new ones. That one... Nope, no new ones yet. I literally think I could get up and walk faster than this. I'm bad to the bone, driving my jungle rich forklift down the road, 10 miles an hour. Really, I'm going 11. So I was looking at what all they had planted out there. There's some oats up there, which that probably wouldn't be a bad field. Field 30. It's right across from the homestead here. Field of oat. And then we do have that field right there of I think it's still canola. Yeah. So I did recover the other pallets. I sold those. Got them out. Got the ones out of the fields there. So, all right. Let's see what we can do with this. The forks look a little more stable on this one too, so it might be a little bit better. Oh yeah, that one fits in there. Just like a glove. Like a glove. So I guess we can keep these here for now. Guess we don't have to take them out, but... Oop. Nope. Stay with you. Stay with that one. There we go. I guess we could park this in here. Just right here for now, will be fine. Alright, let's turn that off and that. Now we gotta remember to turn this thing off. Because like I said, it is electric and we don't have a charging thing yet, so we'll have to get one of those. Alright, so our pallets are not responding. We've turned that off. Still got a few to pick up and carry somewhere. I don't even know what the prices are doing on that right now. Silage price is going up, we'll watch that. lettuce. I've noticed the prices have changed for lettuce. They're lower now. There was always somewhere that was 2,000, and now they're below that. So, and the chickens, we're actually probably gonna sell the chickens, I think. I really hate to sell chickens though. Oh, maybe we keep the chickens. The greenhouses, we're gonna move those and redo them. All right, let's see. I need to find. We'll go ahead and move the harvester down there. Because we do have a contract for barley, and the contracts work now, supposedly. So we're gonna find out. Alright. Can I fit through here? Nope. Gotta go another way. Morning, the man. How's it going? It's going good here. And now we do have the collect straw mission, so I'm going to put the straw down to see if we can actually do that. I'm hoping it works. I should have made a turn somewhere. Soybeans are looking good. Waking up, enjoying the day off, yeah. It is really raining here today, so it's a good day to just stay inside and play farm sim. It didn't correct the harvest contracts for you? Oh, that's not good. I'm hoping it does. Yeah, I'm not going to fit through there. I'm hoping it does for us. You know what? I bet I can fit through here, though. Check for trains. Don't tell nobody I did this. Especially the railroad peoples. Alright. So hopefully this contract will work. They're supposed to have fixed them, so let's see. I don't know if my straw thing's on or not. It is not. How do I turn that on? There we go. And you know something? I have GPS now, so I can actually set this up. Go north and south. Auto width there. And turn the lines off. We don't really even need the lines to set up because I can hit this button right there. And I should be good to go. Oh, that was pre-patch. Okay, I'm talking about after patch. Yeah, the patch that they released was supposed to have fixed the contracts to where you could complete them all. So, hopefully that's the case. I am located in the deep south. I have stated that I am in the central time zone, so everybody has a working theory that I live in Missouri. But I am in the deep south. Oh, look at that. It's snowing all up in Canada land up there. Snowing in New York and all those New England states. Massachusetts, New Hampshire, probably Vermont there. Looks like Michigan might be getting a little bit of snow too there. Southeast Arkansas there, okay. So you're, let's see, southeast Arkansas, so you're down there kind of close to Yazoo, Mississippi, right? Old Yazoo. They made a movie about Yazoo. Actually, I think it was a book first. Called, oh gosh, what was the name of it? I think it's called The Good Old Boys. About the legend of the ghost of Yazoo, Mississippi, and the witch. There's a witch down there, and actually the witch's grave is that's a true legend. They actually had to put chains on her grave. And one day they I don't know, whoever the caretaker of the cemetery was or whatever, maybe. And I may be totally wrong about this, but I'm trying to remember the story. It's been a while. The chains were broken. And they made a movie out of it. I think it was called The Good Old Boys. Ralph Waite was the narrator. And old Buzz from Home Alone, you know, Kevin's brother, he was in it at a young age. And I have no idea where my GPS is at, so I'm just going to go by a leap of faith here and kick that on. Hope I don't have a skipper. Oh yeah, that looks good. It's getting it all. One thing about this barley, it is a high yield, so I fill up quick with it. Oh man, we're just going to store that over at the west rail silo over there.
Okay.
That's the trick to these contracts. If you don't take the grain, we're supposed to take this grain down to this southern thing here. What is it called? The feed and grain south. That's where we're supposed to take the barley, right? But if you hang on to it, go ahead and complete your whole field, because doing the field actually counts towards your contract, right? It takes off some of the percentage of, you know, having it done. What you want to do is just store the grain at your place, or the rail silos, which I guess technically would be kind of your place. Store the grain, right? And complete the field first. Get it all harvested. Then run your grain down there. That way you can save some of the grain that's left over. Now they made a little tease in the change log of the patch notes for this big patch that they just released. They're gonna do away with that or something real soon. So you probably won't have that extra grain to keep for yourself, you know. In a way, it's kind of stealing from the farmer that you're doing the contract for. But hey, take advantage of what you can get, right? Farming Simulator is good. Good morning. So yeah, Yazoo, they had the witch, you know, and they chained her grave and stuff like that. And then they had a ghost too, and that was the old Yazoo ghost. It was supposed to be like an old Indian or something like that, and you can hear him wail out in the swamp. That's kind of swamp area down there, and You could hear him. You could hear him wail. At least that's what the movie said. So it scared the crap out of me as a kid. I think it was called the Good Old Boys, A Delta Boyhood. Maybe is what the name of that movie was. It's not a very like well-known movie. It wasn't. I don't think it was a box office movie. It was like a direct-to-video movie or something like that. There were a lot of good direct-to-video movies though. That one and the Purple People Eater I can think of was a direct-to-video. That one was. I don't think that one was ever in theaters. I don't think it was anyway. That one had Ned Beatty and Neil Patrick Harris. I think it was Neil Patrick Harris before he was even Doogie Howser. So that was, you can think about that one. It had Thora Birch in it. And I think it had Screech from Saved by the Bell and all kinds of people. Nope, 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 nope. You're putting down straw. Don't turn yet. Make a mess. No! What did I do? Am I over too far? Did I reset my GPS line? I don't think I did. It's telling me I did though, because it's don't want to go that way. Let me look here. Turn the lines on here. Yeah, something's not right with that. It may not be the right width. Yep, that's what it is. It's not the right width. So, let me... Yeah, that's not the right width of this thing. So I'm going to have to go into the shop and see what the width of this header is. That's what it is. 25 feet. So is that in feet? Yeah, that's in feet. So we just need to put in... That says 32. It's auto width down to 32. So we just need to do 25. And turn the line back on. That looks more like it. Have to remember that we can't use auto width on that. You're watching from the deer stand out there hunting. That's funny. Let me turn our lines back off. I think I'm going to start going north and south here. You needed a tractor with more oomph, didn't you, old man?
Yeah, just a little bit more ponies. I was having a problem climbing that little bit of a grade.
Mm-hmm. She's getting full.
I'm on my way.
Yeah, I'll stop down here at the end and wait for you. Here he comes. '92, '93, '94. I'm at the end. Need to set my crews down anyway here. Here we go.
What do you think about getting an Auger Wagon?
Yeah, we could probably get one. Ugh. May have to find a small one. Do those really require 400 horsepower? There's a Bergman. What happened? You know, I'm shocked that they didn't bring the Kinseys back, because the Kinseys you could at least you know, use with the smaller equipment. We're gonna have to do some shopping around before we get an Auger Wagon, because I'm not a big fan of the Bergman, and this one says it holds, it requires 350, so the Big Deer would pull that one, but we didn't get the Stara back. We didn't get the Kinseys back. I'm kind of shocked at that. And I haven't seen them in the mod hub yet.
I believe there's only one in there, and it's very small.
What's the brand name on it? Do you remember?
Not offhand.
I'll have to look at it. Give it time. Yeah, I think they, you know, Friday, which was yesterday, they did bring, it wasn't Giants, but the CR1090, the little wood chipper that we liked, you know, all of that stuff is in the mod hub, and I'm guessing that they're letting the modders do that stuff, some of their stuff, because it's not like different. It looks like the Giants stuff, kinda, except for the Puma. The Puma's got some extra little tad bits on it, but it looks like, you know, that stuff. It looks like it's made by Giants, especially that CR1090 and the wood chipper and all that. It doesn't have like any extra little things added to it. Yeah, I don't know. It looks like the Giant stuff, but they're letting other modders do it. So with mulching, the only thing mulching does, it adds, oh gosh. In the help menu, I want to say, uh-oh, you know what I did? I made a boo-boo. I turned before I let that finish. The only thing mulching does, I want to say the help menu says it adds 5%. But I don't even think it's that. I think it's like 2%. Yeah, Fisherman 2% says 2%. So, yeah, somewhere in the help menu here. Somewhere in here it says mulching. Is it down here? Oh, there it is right there. So it doesn't actually give you the percentage under this. I think it's under... It used to be under yield. Where is it? Y'all see anything that says yield? They changed this up with the patch on me. It just says you will gain a bonus. Used to be a separate category that said yield on it. And they have gotten rid of that. It used to be right up here at the top. It used to give you all the percentages of... So it gives you, yeah, they separated it. Improving, okay, it's under a whole category here, improving yield. Does it give us the percentage on the... See, it doesn't give us the percentage on the mulching, so... But all the tests that have been done thus far, I think it's 2%, so... 2.5, 2, somewhere in there. Morning, Big Papa. So you did everything last night except that, and the field was at 98%. So that makes sense. So it'd be 2% then. Mulching gives 1.2 and rolling gives 1.2. Okay. So that'd be 2.4%. Not really worth it if you ask me. I mean, I could see if they made it like more than 5. It just doesn't seem worth it. And you know, for those tasks, honestly, I'd hire them out, and by the time you pay your worker, you've paid more than you get back on the yield. So yeah, and it takes way too much time, so we'll just keep the, I think, what do we call it, the deep cultivating. We'll keep doing that, and we'll just turn off, so there's the filters there. We'll just turn off needs rolling and mulched. We don't really need that. We'll just keep the weed on, and you know, we'll take the weed off, see our fert states. And we've already got plowing off, so. Little bumps in this field, isn't it? Right back to only fert and spray. Yeah, that. Other than the rolling the grass fields, I'm a firm believer in rolling the grass fields because it kicks it up a month, and it adds the fert, and you don't have to waste money on fert to fert the grass fields. So we may look at investing in some more rollers. Maybe getting something else. I don't know. I don't know. It'd be nice to have a bigger option on the rollers, I will admit. I kind of like the realistic side of things, you know. At least here at first. Not to say that we won't ever go, because, you know, I could see us having a Brooks chipper, I'll be honest. At some point. And maybe not here, maybe not on this map. Hey, you can see your engine. I can see your engine there for a second.
Mine?
Yeah, that was weird. I was like phased into your tractor with the camera here. Man, there's a lot of sirens going off. I don't know what's going on. That's a fire truck. Wonder what's on fire. Might not be a fire, it might be a wreck. It is raining. Now, grass rolling is different. The rolling and the mulching maybe 1 point. Oh god, I filled up, didn't I? I wasn't even paying attention, oh man. You're right here beside me, and I'm sitting here reading the stuff over here. Grass rolling, and we can take a look at this. I had a guy hired out up here. Grass rolling is different. Grass rolling actually does add the second our first level of fert, which actually where we planted up here, we need to go up there and fert that too, because that doesn't even have the first stage of fert on it. Yeah, I need to turn this back on, don't I? Alright, here we go. Yeah, it's 1.2 for each. So it's it's right around 2, it's probably right around 2.4, 2.5 for both. So it's 1.2 for mulching and 1.2 for rolling. It's just not worth it. You know, if it was over 5% for each of those, I could see doing it, but it's not worth it. 1.2%, that's kind of a slap in the face, you know. So we'll keep doing our deep cultivating, or whatever that's called. You know, the full-on cultivators. Man, there are a lot of sirens. Kind of wish I still had my scanner radio. So now that's an ambulance. So far so good, I think. We're doing okay. Old man's gonna go store those in the rail silo over there. And then when we get done harvesting, actually physically harvesting this field, we'll go ahead and do the bales on it. I think we can. With our contracts mod. Collect straw contracts mod. I think we can bale it and pick them up. And we'll finish the field first, then we'll haul the grain, and we should be able to keep some of the grain. Although they're teasing with like the next update that they're going to take that away. They have the scanner app for your cell phone. Yeah, I may have to look into that. Yeah, it turns out it's not. It's like 1.2 for mulching and 1.2 for rolling. It's 23% for fert. And I'm trying to remember the numbers like on lime and stuff. Which, honestly, you know, I think we're just going to leave lime off. We'll keep weeds on. But we'll leave... I think we'll leave lime off because we don't, down here, we don't lime that much. Not that often, anyway. Alright, have a good day there. No, you know what? I never ever check my whispers unless somebody sends me like a download link or something like that. I need to check that. Let's see how we're doing down here. I'll check that real quick. Yeah, we're knocking it out. It's looking pretty good. Let's see, I actually need another window. I hope I don't hear myself. Yay, it's muted. Oh, yeah, okay. Are you in, are you on John's Discord? I'll have to privately message you about that. Morning, Farmer Nick.
Hey, Matt, I lost connection. I'll be right back in.
Okay. Doing good. How's it going? Good morning. Welcome in. It's hard to believe we are 1 week away from Christmas. Okay, I'll have to whisper you back after I get done. I guess we can do it that way. Did you leave again?
Somehow I'm just there I am.
It says you left again. Are you here?
Yeah, on TeamSpeak, but
No, I mean in the game.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to drop in again.
Okay. Because it said you were joining and then it had to sync and then it said you left again. Okay, there you are joining. I love how it has a little timestamp over there now. So at 7:54 you're joining. There's the sync. Get a good view of the wind coming across the grain there. Alright, I think you're in this time. Yep.
I'm back.
Hurricane, yes. You can, especially, whoa, I got full. Especially on like fields that you own, you can either pick it up with a pickup wagon, or you can bring your baler, bring a baler back behind this, and you can make straw bales out of this. So when you harvest like a grain like wheat or barley or oats, you can pick up the straw, put it in rows. And you don't have to drop this. You can chop it up and just spread it out. But we have a mod called what is it called? Collect Straw Emissions mod, I think. And we're doing a contract right now, and or Collect Straw Contracts, maybe that's what it's called. Yeah. We have that. Yeah, we have that mod. I think it's called Collect Straw Contracts. So when we get done harvesting this field, we're not going to sell the grain right away where they want us to sell it at. We're going to bale, I guess. Yeah, probably bale. We'll bale this field and pick up those bales, go and sell the bales, and then we'll sell the grain. And then when it says we're completed, we will collect the contract. Collecting the contract is always going to be the last thing, especially for contracts like this. So the process you want to do here is harvest the field first. Drop the straw, completely harvest the field, store the grain either at your home silo or the rail silo. We're doing it over here at the West Rail Silo because it's closer. Store the grain. Don't take it to where it tells you to take it to. Bale the field, pick up the bales, sell the bales, then deliver the grain wherever it says to deliver it to. That way you might be able to keep a little bit of the extra after the fact. And, store it wherever. They teased in the last change log of the patch, though, that they will be changing that soon. So you won't be able to keep extra grain, so it might be a moot point anyway. I don't know, we're learning the game over again, kinda. And it sounds like we'll be doing it again when they release the next update. Whenever that'll be. Should have a DLC coming soon. I would think it would be either this week or sometime in January, maybe. You have to have that mod. If you don't have that mod, you can't collect the straw on contracts. You have to have the collect straw at contracts mod. If you don't have that, it won't let you pick up the straw even if you drop it. And I don't know, is that a PC only mod or is that one available on... That might be a PC only mod, so you have to be on PC. Whoa, 2,915 more miles to the house for vacation. Okay. I'm going to assume that you are a trucker, maybe? Driving a truck? Unless you drive the Google camera car, I'm going to say you're probably driving a truck. Or like a bus tour. Oh yeah, or military. Yeah, he could be military. No, he's a truck driver. Alright, fisherman, have a good day. We'll see you later on. I don't even remember engaging my GPS, guys. I turned around and I don't remember kicking it back on. Y'all ever do that? Y'all ever drive like somewhere and then you don't even remember driving there?
A lot.
I guess it's just second nature now, once you do it so much. Yeah, well, okay, so the mods that were, or the equipment that was in 19, they had to make, for the base game, they had to make room for the new stuff. So a lot of the stuff that they had in 19 didn't make the final cut for 22, even though it was good stuff. So what they did was a lot of the stuff, like the tractor that old man's driving there, that's the Case 7200 Pro. They brought it to the Mod Hub, and you can actually look at the author with that tractor in Mod Hub, and it says Giant Software. Now I think Matt 26 brought another version of that tractor that has more options to the Mod Hub just recently, but that one there that old man is driving, that is the one from 19. That's the Giants team put that in the Mod Hub, along with some other stuff. And I'm trying to remember, the Vicon stuff from Giants is in there. What else did they put in there? There's a few things. I think there's a Deutz-Fahr tractor, maybe. The Fiat. They put the Fiat back in there. The Fiat tractor. And then I think there's like some little implements and stuff like that. I'm kind of surprised that Giants didn't put the CR1090 back in. They had somebody else do it. And that may be something that they're doing now. They may be letting the modders have their base models and putting them in there under their name or something. I don't know. But the models that I saw, it didn't look like they had too much extra stuff on them. You know, a lot of times the modders will put that stuff in the mods, and they'll put in like stuff that Giants doesn't usually offer, like wheel options and tinting options and stuff like that. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm not, no. And I don't know what that means. So, if I don't know what it means, it gets a timeout. And just know this, I have a happy trigger finger when it comes to the ban button too, so. And now, yeah, okay, so the update did bring a lot of equipment too, and we didn't talk about that. It brought the quad track back. It brought some really cool mowers in there. So, yeah, it would have been nice if they could have included it in the base game, but they set a goal for the base game size, because, you know, a lot of people don't have great internet, and I know a few people that don't, and they want to keep that file size as low as possible and still have the new equipment in there for everybody. So, now I don't know it, so, and I think you're about to get it, bud. So let's do you for that long. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. But I'm not going to say it, so. If it's not English and it's not appropriate, I'm not going to say it. And I don't know what that means, so. Yeah, I'm trying to think, how can we do that? There's not like a recents tab. I'll just try to go from memory what I remember. Let's see, equipment wise, we know we got the Steigers and the quad track. So there's the quad tracks. There's the Road Track series quad track that we got. We got the AFS Connect series, just the I guess that's like the regular tracks. And then we got the Steiger tractor, this one here, with the it's got the wheels instead of the tracks. There's also a Landini tractor, and I don't know. It may be under like medium tractors. I think I passed it. Yeah, I think it's this one. So they added another Landini tractor. This is a bigger Landini tractor, so they added this one. Somebody said this one had some issues, though. I don't know if that's true or not. And I'm trying to remember the mowers. Let me get turned around here. You're talking about this New Holland combine? It's great. It works fantastic. It's got a nice... It's one of those nice mid-range combines. They really did a good job on putting in some mid-range combines in here. We have the New Holland 770 here. The T560, which made a return from 19, and then they brought back the 71 series case, which it was a 7130 in 15, but it's a 7150 now. I guess that's the new number, and it looks like a good combine. Let's see. I'm trying to remember what all they did bring. Let's see. They brought the tanks in. So where's? I think we'll have to go over to implements now. They brought... I don't even know where those would be. Maybe under miscellaneous? Nope. Where is like... Is that under animals? Oh yeah. The Abbey tanks here, they brought those in. Those are new. The mowers... Here's the mowers. Kong's Clyde, maybe? I'm just going to call it Kong. And it's an appropriate name because these mowers are big. They're a little bit bigger than what we even have, even in the Vicon here. The Vicon, the max width on the rear mower is 10.2. This one has a width of 12.3. So they're a lot bigger, and you can row with these. You have to add that option in, and that I got to give a shout out to John from Puma Plow because he let me know that during the stream Thursday, I think. You have to add that option right here. It puts the belts on so that you can do the windrow part. So that's $15,000 to add that on. This is $164,500 for this mower. This is just the rear one, and the front one I think is even bigger than these others, just by a hair. It's 3.5. Vicon's 3.2. And the one we own is 3.1. So we actually have the smaller of the big ones. I'm trying to remember. I think there was an animal transport trailer too. Let me get turned around here. There's a YouTube video of all the new equipment on Farming Simulator's YouTube channel. There's no commands there, Paige. Peggy. Hello, this is Peggy. I don't know how you say. Is it? It looks like Paige from here, but it looks like maybe Pagey. No channel commands yet. Gonna be probably making some changes to that soon. I think I'm gonna get me a new chair. This recliner is great, but I want something I can do a little bit more with. Get me one of them big massage chairs or something. Those things are expensive. Saw the prices on those? Holy cow. Pagey? Okay. So it's Pagey. And here I am on the road again. And there I go up on the stage. And here I am singing that song again. And there I go. Turn the page. Secret lab chair. Huh. I really want a nice chair that does more. That's more customizable. Like they have chairs that you can prop your feet up in all different positions, and they even have some that'll tilt your head up and all of that. That'd be sweet. The Tailor factory thing is the only other one, I think. Now there's some sell points you can place, but as far as productions, the sugar mill and the Tailor factory. Is it Tailor factory? Tailor mill maybe? Hang on, I'll look at it in just a second. Let's see. It's the Tailor something. Tailor. Sugar mill, Tailor shop. That's it. So this is where you take the fabric from the spinnery and they make the clothes. So this is a factory technically. They call it the Tailor shop. I don't think any of the animal transports haul chickens. You buy those directly from the pen. And I think there was an animal transport that was in that update. Was it that? I think it was this. I think it was this Fliegel Noah. Yeah, I think this was part of that update. They included this in the update. I don't think so. I don't think you can move the chickens from pen to pen. Somebody let me know if that's true or not. I don't know. I don't think so. And there might be some custom trailers that do. I don't know. None of these do though, I don't think. Those do horses, these two. Now, cows, sheep, and pigs is all these do. Chickens are done directly through the coop. So there's a little, like a little paw print icon there you click on, and then you buy your chickens through there. I don't know. There might be some modded trailers that maybe do. But none of the trailers haul chickens. And old man, I think we're going to be hauling these to, let me double check. I think we're going to be hauling these just right up the road here.
Do you want to use the truck or the trailers?
The trailer.
The truck and trailer, or?
To haul the straw bales?
Oh,
you mean to haul the grain? Yeah, me and you can double team it. One of us can take the truck, and one of us can take those trailers.
Okay. Straw's going where?
The straw right now, both the prices are still going up. But we can just take it to the biomass energy plant thing, which is this building right over here. It's just south of the train silo. I think there's a road that goes directly from there. It kind of curves around and goes straight down to it. Well, actually, no, we're not taking the grain over there. We're taking the bales. So we can just take the bales straight up that road and sell them over there.
Okay.
Thinking of upgrading from 19 to 22, do you recommend? Yes, absolutely. It's a fantastic game. There were a lot of issues with the base game, but they did release a big patch that fixed a lot of those. And there's still more. At the bottom of that post, in that article, they posted a list of known issues that will probably come in a later update. I think they wanted to get the big ticket items first, and then they'll address the other stuff later. It's supposed to rain all day today, and then our temperature is just supposed to just bottom out. And then it's supposed to be 28 tomorrow night, 25 Monday night. Holy cow. That's cold for us here in the deep south. Alright, Paige, have a good day. Paigey? I said Paige. Paigey. Have a good day. Is the pass worth the extra money? How well do you like Farm Sim? Do you play it all the time? Is it a favorite game of yours? I would say if you play it all the time and it's one of your favorite games, then yes, it's definitely worth the money because you save money on all the DLCs that they're going to release. Plus, there's the expansion coming next November, which usually includes a lot of equipment plus possibly a new map. So, when you're in multiplayer, do you have a lot of lag? No, I don't. The game is optimized. Now, after the patch, I do have to say this. After the patch, I had a little bit of stuttering and frame rate drop. It wasn't really lag. That was just the shaders and stuff loading in. Because, you know, I guess maybe it was kind of like a new game after the patch update. So all the shaders had to reload for everything. I think that's why they do the collectibles on the map, so that you can cover every inch of the map and load all those shaders in, and it actually improves your game. So it's probably going to kill me when I have to go up to the state park to get those toys later.
least you know where everything's at.
Yep, I know where everything's at, so that's good. I can just go straight to it. And I got my, I had my Wheaties for breakfast this morning, so I can run fast.
Now, did you see the new production that they came out with?
In the mod hub?
Yeah.
Yeah. They have some that make seeds, I think, and some that make forage, and I forget what the other ones were.
You can turn your stones into lime.
Mm-hmm. Saw that. I don't know if that would be worth it, though. I wonder how much lime it produces. Of course, you have to have lime turned on to do that, and we turned ours off.
Yeah, and I'm testing it in my test map right now, so.
Yeah, let me know how that, what the ratios are on that. This is Elm Creek. This is the American map. I'm hearing that a lot there, Xerius. Xerius? How do you say your name? Xerius? Is it Xerius? I want to say it right. I'm hearing that a lot. We've been hearing that a lot on John's streams too, that the soybean price has, on easy at least, it's gone up quite a bit. Soybeans. I don't know what it is on normal. Actually, yeah, that's not bad. That's a lot higher than it has been. Too bad we don't have any. 2,500. That's 2,300 was the max I saw before. So that's a little bit higher than before. It's actually going up down there at Feed and Grain South. But yeah, oh man, you were asking me what fields I was looking at. I'm kind of eyeballing 55 just because it's ready to go. Maybe 52. I think that would be maybe a good location for maybe greenhouses back here in the back, and maybe like a sell point and a production facility maybe somewhere in there. And
yeah,
then
on that map, 52 Matt, you're going to have to do some landscaping on it because it drops down
drops down a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll probably have to do a little work on that one. I'm really interested in 25. And the only reason I'm interested in 25 is because it's in soybeans, and it's a big chunk of property. The only bad part is it's $527,000. It's really expensive. Serious? Am I saying it right? Serious? We're currently harvesting barley. Okay. Yeah, we're currently harvesting barley. We're storing all of our grain over at the west silo, rail silo over here. And then we're gonna come down here with the baler and the pickup wagon and pick up the bales and sell them over at the biomass plant over there. Once we get the whole field cut, and we're just about done. Good morning, good morning. El Diablo. Vaya con Dios. Now see, that I do understand, but that's because I watch a lot of King of the Hill. Wonder if I can see your engine again. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I want to see his engine. No. No. We still don't have the disable collision camera mod yet. I'm hoping somebody would have already come out with that, but... Yeah, zoom, see, it won't let me zoom out. It goes in too quick. No. Yeah, your engine is yellow.
Yellow?
Yeah, go figure that one. The block, like the engine block, is like yellow. It may just be like a cover or something that's on there, but when I saw it, it was yellow. How much does each of the grain cars hold? You mean on the railroad or this thing that old man's driving? These are the big Rudolphs. So we got them maxed out at 24.5. Oh man, yeah, 24,500 cubic meters, which translates to 24,500 liters. What map do I recommend? Are you from the US or are you from across the pond? Overseas somewhere? I would say if you are like from around France or from any like European area, you might like Belarus better. If you are from America or Canada or any place like that, you might like Elm Creek better. I don't know, Elm Creek, it definitely has that American feel to it. They did a really good job on it. I'm very happy with it. This is I can go ahead and put a stamp on it and say this is the best American map that Giants has put out. They started with Westbridge. Then they came out with Goldcrest Valley, which Goldcrest Valley was okay. It was really more focused like in the, I think, kind of like the Pacific Northwest regional area, or maybe like, the mountainous region up in the northwestern United States. Then they came out with Ravenport, and I don't know, if I had to guess, I would say that's probably like around the San Diego area maybe, or something, somewhere west coast definitely. And that would have probably been an okay map for grapes. And then they have this map, Elm Creek. And Elm Creek is, I gotta say, as far as like your Midwest type of farm feeling map, Elm Creek hits it on the nail. They did a really good job with it. It's not entirely flat, which, you look at a lot of the Midwestern areas, they're not. But it's flat-ish. So you have a lot of flat areas, and then you have rolling hills up north, and still some flat areas up there too. So just different varying elevations with Elm Creek, which makes it great. Kind of like in real life in the Midwest. Yeah, Elm Creek's a great map. We actually started a map over on, we call it Hot Baileron. It's Oop Baileroon or something like that. We actually started a map over there and we've never gotten back to it. I guess we need to get back to it at some point. Alright, oh man, I'm going to put my pipe out on this next pass, and then I got to take my first break, guys. I've had a 17-ounce Dr. Pepper and some water here that I've consumed, and I've got to take my first break. So I'm going to put my pipe out here and let old man empty me out. Alright, I will be right back.
See you soon. Welcome back.
Okay, I just got back and saw this old man. I thought I had my pipe out. I really did. I swear I saw it put my pipe out there.
You need some more caffeine, bud.
I guess I need to go get another Dr. Pepper.
While you're empty out, I'm gonna go get some coffee.
Okay. Morning, Dr. Phil. How's it going? Oh, autosave. Is there a header trailer for a 13? Yeah, so you can see which header trailers, like when you go into the shop and you look at the, say you're looking at the headers, I think. So we have this one here. This is the one we own. You see down here at the bottom of the page here, it says combinations. I think you can hit that. Yeah. And it tells you which trailers best suits your header. So depending on which header you have, say you had the John Deere 625X header for the T560 combine, you could hit that button and it'll tell you which header you need for it. If you had a bigger header, let's say you had, we'll go maybe with the Massey Dynaflex here. You hit that same button and then it gives you the header that you should use with it. And it gives you the combine that you should use with it. So that's always good to know too. And then you have like, where's the big one? Is this the big one? Yeah. So there's that big header. Hit that same button and it says that's the header for the X9. And then they give you the big header trailer for that. Morning, Trent. How's it going? And I am empty. Swear I had my pipe out a while ago. I guess I didn't. Is it too short for the JD header? Well, maybe somebody will mod something in. It's the one you got? Yeah. At least they locked down now. In 19, you know, they didn't really lock down and stuff was sliding off everywhere. And they do somewhat lock down now, I think. What they got planted over here? So yeah, we're gonna be. I think we're gonna be investing. I really want to pay our loan off. I think that's one thing we'll do after we find our collectibles for the third time. We'll get our loan paid off. You know, we'll call it a government grant. That's what we used to call it back in the day. Oh man. But yeah, I mean, they said they fixed that to where they won't respawn again. So this will be the last, third time's the charm, last hurrah, whatever you want to call it. We'll get our loan paid off, and I'm thinking, you know, we should probably just save our loan and only use that like for maybe equipment sales and stuff. Hey, look, there's our forklift.
I'm back, Matt.
Welcome back. I was gonna say, if you're not back, somebody stole your tractor. They haven't respawned for you, so they probably fixed that that glitch. I'm sure people were probably taking advantage of it while they had it. So we'll go around. We'll do that one more time, I think. Looks like they got sunflower, probably potatoes, and wheat down there. There's not a lot of great stuff planted this time around. Sorghum in 32. 30's got oats in it. Go ahead and complete that one. Oh, look, I can hit the button. What popped up? Ooh, fertilizing 32 for 11,000. I'm gonna take that one. Gotta love that refresh contract button. That'll put us back up above 300,000. Which, you know, our loan is not a big deal. I know we can take more out now, but the interest right now for what we have, I think we have about 700,000 out. The interest for what we have is like $2,300 per day on interest, which, you know, we do a contract, you know, per day, and that'll pay for that. So, all right, so we're done harvesting. We're gonna fold it back up. We'll go ahead and take the combine back. I think I need to take the long way home here. Or actually just drive around the fields maybe. Hang on, my header is not my header, but my chat is frozen here. What contract did you get in the winter? We didn't really get a contract in the winter. There might be cultivating contracts and maybe plowing contracts then, but we don't get a lot in the winter. It'd be nice if we had some snow plowing contracts. That would be pretty cool. Like clearing off parking lots and stuff like that. I think that would be pretty cool. Because, you know, the Walmart would probably need its parking lot cleared off. Yeah, Trent, you can send it to me. I'll take a look at it. Trent, did you see that 16x map that's coming out on December 25th? I don't know if it's public. I would assume it's public if they announced it. It's a big 16x map. Very flat. No, but you ready? I'll have to look the name up again, but it's a very big flat 16x map. It's kind of plain, I think. I don't think it has a I don't even think it has like a town or anything. But with all the stuff you have now, that would be a great... Alright, thanks Trent, I'll look at that. With all the stuff that you have in the game now, like the placeable factories, the placeable sell points, the placeable buildings, and all that stuff, you could build a town. You really could. Like a little outpost or something, you know?
Hey Matt, do you want to bail or pick up?
It doesn't matter. I can pick up. You can bail. You can pick up, or I can bail or pick up. It doesn't matter. soybeans are growing. Yeah, I think I'm going to put a road around this field, and then eventually we'll bring all these fields together. Oop, got stuck. Watch out for the rogue pallets. Let me wash this combine here. Probably needs a repair too. Oh, look. There's a pallet over here. How did this get here? Huh. This must be one of the ones that we sent to outer space the other day. If you guys haven't seen that video, it's at the beginning of the last video I put on YouTube this morning. That was great. Phil, yeah. Phil got yeeted about 50 yards across the homestead here in the forklift that we had, the old forklift. Cool combine. Yeah, this is the new CR770 New Holland. This is the new in-game combine for 22. Landed in your sheep pen, yeah. We sent some so far. One flew out there in field 40 over there, and then one flew all the way up to field 32 up there, I think it was. Alright.
I'm at the 7Rs hooked up to the baler, and the case is hooked up to the bale pick.
Okay. Turn on my cruise control for this. Just go down the highway. Not even have to worry about it. It's like a Tesla. You know, you don't have to touch the steering wheel or anything. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm not quite ready to trust a car, especially on some of the roads I have around here. Yeah, picking up field 41 and 42. That's kind of on my wish list as well. That way we can plow those together, not have them separated like that anymore. But that's a nice big field over there, field 25. It's a lot of money for it though. It's a lot of money. There's some trees on it. It's got some trees that we could cut.
I think we have enough trees.
Oh, I missed a turn. Actually, you know, I got to looking at the production thing, and it looked like we had a lot of pallets up there, so it may be processing them faster now. Oh look, I got a little beacon light I can turn on there. There's Trexie. Yeah, he's catching up. He's right behind me. The train, the train. Oop, gotta unfold it first. I think it's faster now. Let me check on it again here. Planks. It seems to be processing it faster because I put some more wood in there and it's already down to 89,000, and we've almost got another pallet up there. And I had to move a ton of pallets. So I think it goes faster now.
Well, that's good.
Alright, let's see. I need to change this to north and south. Keep it on 0.49. Turn my lines off because I don't need them. And engage. I think these first couple lines where I've had issues with my GPS on the combine, so it's probably gonna be a little crooked at first. Have I pooped any out yet?
Nope.
Not yet. I wonder if this needs repair. You know what? Hang on. I want to repair it and see if it goes any faster. It goes a little faster. Did you try Control S? I think Control S. I'm a little rusty on the keyboard controls because I programmed my controller right away. Back to what I had it on 19, but I want to say Control S turns it on. We didn't buy 68. This is a contract. We did a contract for barley, and the trick is when doing contracts right now until they change it, which they've teased that they will. Cut the field, finish the harvest, store the grain at your silo, one of your silos, either the railroad silo or your homestead silo. Bale the field, pick up the bales and sell the bales, and then deliver the grain. That way you don't have to deliver all the grain, and you can keep some for yourself. But they've promised to change that. So yeah, the controls should be the same regardless of where you download it from. You haven't made any custom controls for anything else using those same controls, have you? Because I know if you did that, it'll override the controls for GPS, and you won't be able to use it using those controls. Okay, you're using the wheel and the side panel. Okay. Yours works on PS4? I didn't know they had GPS on PS4. Yeah, Alt-C to start stop. Control-S for the menu screen. And Alt-X to turn on, to actually activate the GPS. See, what I did was I automatically programmed everything to my controller because I use controller. So I use right bumper, left bumper, and down on the D-pad to activate it. Right bumper, left bumper, in on the right stick to turn on the GPS unit, and then right bumper, left bumper, in on the left stick to bring up the GPS menu. And I think it's right bumper, left on the D-pad for alignment, auto alignment with the tractor. And then I can rotate the line with right bumper, left bumper, and right on the D-pad. Yeah, you can absolutely remap it. You can even remap it while you're in the game. Just go down to this tab down here that looks like some keys, like the arrow keys. And you can remap your keyboard controls if you want to. Just go down to GS down here. You can do that. I've got some duplicates because I have 2 GPSs in here. I need to probably get rid of the other one. And then the gamepad controls for guidance steering. Yeah, it's duplicated because I've got 2 in here. But there's my basic controls. Really, I only need these 5. That's all I need. Just need to be able to turn on the unit, bring up the menu. Really don't even need rotate, but it's nice to have it on the controller. And then the alignment, and then the actual activation of the GPS itself. So, did I raise that? I did, didn't I? Getting full there almost.
I got 11 on.
And you hold 14?
Yeah.
Well, that was random. I just had a bunch of heavy rain hit my window like for 2 seconds and then it stopped. Yeah, this is still guidance steering by Wobster. It's just been modified a little. So we have another version, and it's not public. Unfortunately. The difference between the Mod Hub version and the one we have... Hang on, let me get turned around here. Is that we have the input right here. So we can click right there and then type in our custom widths. I think that's the only difference. It's nice to have that feature. I'm surprised Wobster didn't add that. So otherwise, you can do auto width, which doesn't work apparently on like the New Holland header that we had earlier. So you have to put in the custom width, right? So the only way to do that with Wobster's base version is to, select your width increment here and then hit the plus and minus. Well, you can never hit it right on the nail. If you have 25 feet even, you can never hit it right on. You can never hit 25 even. You might get like 25.02, 25.01, 24.9 something. We like to hit it right on the nail. So you can just type that right in there and put in your custom width. And I turned my lines on. And that might be, we got ours set up to, is that a setting? Actually, I'm thinking about it. Is that a setting? It wouldn't be in there. I mean, we've got it set to dollar, miles, Fahrenheit, and acres, but there's no, like, width, like standard and metric, so I don't know. Yeah, miles is US. He's talking about the width, though, on the GPS. How much did you get for that load? I didn't even pay attention.
It's 8,400.
8,400. That's not bad. That's a really good contract. And we're not even, what? We might be about a quarter of the way done with this field. Might go quicker to rake it up, but if we had a third person in here, we could rake it and probably make more bales in single rows for you. Oh, so if you change it from miles to kilometers, everything goes metric, including like implement widths and stuff like that? Did not know that. Well, we'll keep it in US. Mr. Leonard, he's really good. He got us a bit there where we can put in our custom width. Still be nice, you know, if Wobster could maybe put that in his base version. Because it takes a while just to hit the plus and minus button. Be nice just to be able to click in there and type it in if you wanted to put in a custom width.
Microphone muted. Microphone activated.
Alright. I gotta really remap my buttons here for TeamSpeak. Because every time I mute my microphone,
Microphone muted. Microphone activated.
the volume thing turns on the screen up there. Wonder if the plus button over here and the other button are used for anything. One of them's the enter button, so I can't use that one. Think you caught back up with me? Yeah. Being able to put in your custom how many you want to buy would be nice. I use an Xbox controller. I've thought about switching back to a PlayStation controller. And talk to Phil, see how easy it is to hook up.
Matt, that's what I use is a PS4
Use a PS4 one.
controller. Yeah.
I have some PS4 controllers here. It's probably just a plug and play thing, right? You can just plug it up and...
Yeah, that's how mine is.
I've still got some PlayStation 4 controllers down there. I don't know if any of them work. Yeah, the PlayStation controller is more symmetrical, and I always, you know, Xbox controller's okay, but having that left joystick further up has always been weird to me. Yo, hello, good morning. Didn't even look to see what the bell sizes are on this. Should be 220. Yeah, we'll try to keep them at 220. $6,500. Still not bad. Check the prices again. Maybe they've changed. Trexie's down here snoring. Show you what it looks like in first person. Yeah, there you go. Got my baler running, and old man, he's picking them up and selling them. Here he is coming back over there. Yeah, you're probably playing on easy. I can help. We're playing on normal. There goes old man picking up the bales. I've already dropped down there. Yeah, hard economy is very hard, very difficult. Normal is way tougher this time around than it was in 19. We found that out. That's why we're where we are. But you know, easy's just too easy. Easy, you get a lot of money, and we don't really want to burn through this map. I really don't. Kind of want to, you know, take our time, play it. Like I said, this is our base map. It's I feel it's good enough. It's a good enough American map that it's good enough to be our base map, like our home map. And we'll be playing it for a while. And yeah, playing on normal. I mean, it's not tough, but it's tough. I mean, it feels like, you know, farming. So. Yeah, normal isn't bad. It's harder than it was in 19. I will say that, Trent. It's not the same normal like it was. Comes the old man up beside me, behind me. You can see him back there in the mirror now. They really improved the mirrors. I gotta say, you know, they used to point at the ground or they would point out too far. But now these fixed mirrors are pretty much like straight behind you now, so that's good. You can see old man coming up back there, picking up the bales. Yeah, actually the radio, some of the radio controls, I deleted the controller controls for the radio because I don't ever use it. I never listen to the radio. I know they have some online stations there now, and You can listen to the in-game radio if you want to, but because I am streaming, and because I would like to put these videos on YouTube, I do not need the copyright strike, the DMCA stuff. So I never listen to the radio. As a matter of fact, I'm probably getting ready to switch headphones, and if I do that, I'll be able to have one earpiece in one ear. They're going to be in-ear headphones, and then I'll be able to have my Bluetooth headphone in the other one, and I should be able to listen to music just for me from my phone. When I'm not, probably when I'm not streaming. I don't know. Listening to music and trying to stream at the same time, I'd be too tempted to sing the songs, and I could get a DMCA for that. So, probably when I'm not streaming, I'd probably listen to music in the other ear. Oh yeah, backing up with the semi's easier in cab. Well, those Mack trucks, you have the big window in the back, so. Mirrors in the Max aren't bad, yeah. Yeah, I think I'm actually using my hazard lights. Was the old control to turn on the radio on the controller. There's some more money. 6,500 ain't bad either. It's kind of a low price, I think, for straw right now. Yeah, it's probably the worst time, because isn't this June? Yeah. According to this, this is not a future price. This is last year's price. But it looks like, and they're supposed to have fixed this. It looks like last year the better price for straw was in January. So I would assume that each year is about the same. I mean, yeah, the fluctuations probably go up and down, but I would assume that, January would be the best time of year to sell. Sometime in there. It'd probably be higher prices. So they said they fixed that, so I don't know, we'll see. We'll find out. I'm kind of curious, though, because, we're in June now, and the prices are going up for silage. Yet this here says it's supposed to be going down, so I don't know if they fixed it or not. I don't know whether to believe them or not. We want to sell above 400 on the silage for sure. Nah, well, you know, we went north and then we went south. That's about all you missed. What's the max price for silage? Depends on what economy you're on. Our max price, I've seen it been up above 400, I think. Somewhere in the 400 range. I think the highest I've seen it here is 417 so far. But we're on normal economy. So if you're on easy, you get more. And then if you're on hard, you get less, but there's still a max price. So it's different for every economy. Yeah, this is still the same field. So what we do when we do contracts, especially harvesting contracts, the first thing we do is harvest the whole field. We don't deliver any of the grain. We take the grain and we store it in our silo or the rail silo. We go ahead and cut the entire field, right? Then we put the straw down and then we bale it all, and that's what we're doing now. We're baling it all and we're selling these bales. We have the contracts, no, what is it called? Collect straw on contracts mod. I think that's PC only. So what we're doing is we're picking up the straw that we put down. It's just a byproduct of, you know, what we harvested. And, you know, the farmer that owns this field doesn't care. You know, he doesn't want it. So, you know, we baled it, or we cut it. So we put straw down, and he's you know, allowing us to take the straw from it. And that way we can make a little more money. I don't know why this isn't like a thing in the game. It should be. They should allow us, if they disable where we get some of the extra grain at the end, they need to at least let us collect the straw. You know, make that an option. Yeah, okay, so you have new farmer, you have farm manager, and you have start from scratch. You can start with those. New farmer, you know, you start with the buildings and, you know, some fields and stuff like that. Farm manager, you have no buildings, nothing like that. You have to, you know, basically start your farm. Start from scratch is basically your hired workers cost more. You have a loan, bigger loan out to pay off, but you don't, you know, you still don't have any equipment or anything like that. It's kind of like farm manager, but harder. What I'm talking about is the economy. So you have a separate thing for economy. You can start on any of those modes. New farmer, farm manager, start from scratch. But when you go into your settings, and I'm going to have to try to remember which one here. Yeah. So you can change this regardless of what mode you start in. So if you still wanted to start new farmer and wanted all the buildings and stuff placed there, like the house and the barn and all that, you could start in new farmer and still have your economy as normal or hard. You can change this. You can make it easy, normal, or hard. So we like to start in new farmer just because the buildings, a lot of the mod authors, including Giant Space Game stuff, we like to have the buildings that they pre-placed, because, you know, they went to such an effort to design those buildings and pre-place them and stuff like that. We kind of like to buy the farm, you know, as is, with the buildings already there. So we usually start in new farmer, and the mod authors are that way too with their maps. When they build a map, they'll have custom pre-placed buildings that you can't build back. They're not in the system as placeables. So we like to see, you know, what the modders build, you know, with their farmhouses and their barns and stuff like that, sheds, whatever. And then we switch our economy back over to normal. So it's kind of like we're playing on Farm Manager, but, you know, we get the benefit of starting with the buildings from the mod authors. Yeah, if this is your first ever farm sim game, and even if it's not, it's just personal preference. It's whatever you want to play on. If you want to, you know, make more money and get to stuff quicker, you know, more equipment quicker, more fields quicker, play on easy. If you want to, you know, if you don't want to burn through the map and you really want to enjoy the experience and, you know, take your time and, you know, stuff like that, play on normal like we are. Because like I said, we don't want to burn through this map. This is our home map. We're making this our home map, and we play on normal. If you really want a challenge, and I'm talking a really big challenge, because apparently hard is very, very tough this time around. Play on hard. Yeah, once you get everything down and learn everything, you know, it's like I said, it's personal preference. If you want to do on normal, and you know, make the experience last longer, then definitely play on normal. Do you have a 4-wheel drive tractor? I think they all are, aren't they? Aren't all our tractors 4-wheel drive, old man?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think all of these are. I think, don't quote me, but I think all the tractors are, maybe. Except for the Zetor, maybe. I think the Zetor is 2-wheel drive. But I think all of these tractors, maybe that one's not. I don't know. The Buer maybe, and the Zetor might not be. But I think everything else is. The Bueller is 4-wheel? Okay, so then just the Zetor then. Zetor, however you say it. Are you referring to like an articulated there, maybe? Like Trent said? No, we don't have any articulated tractors. How many AI do you get? Well, I think it depends on what you have your max number of players set at. I think I've got mine set to 8. But I think on PC you can go up to 16 max players. I'm not sure about the AI players though on PC. I know the console, the max AI players, I want to say is 6. I haven't really, we don't hire a lot of workers mainly because we can't afford them. But, yeah, I think PC it's either 8 or 16. I know you can go up to 16 players. As far as hired workers, I don't know. We'll have to test that out someday when we get rich. Yeah, technically they're still 4-wheel drive. It's not always 4-wheel drive, but it has the capability of all-wheel drive, so. Oh boy, that water bottle is full. How full are you there, old man?
I'm at 11. I should be able to get the rest of them.
Alright, I'm gonna go back and see if there's any pieces that I missed. I think there was some down there in the south east corner down there, maybe. It's not enough to really probably do anything, but it might be enough. I'm at 95%, so it might be enough to kick me up to one more bale here. $96. Go ahead and dump these out for you here. Do I not have that lowered? I guess I don't. Hang on. Guess I raised it back up at some point here. %. I'm probably going to get just shy of it. Hello. Yeah, there's a couple little spots out here. Let me grab these. I might make it.
And I only need one more bale to make a full trailer.
Ugh, come on, we gotta make a full bale. 97. There's a couple little spots down there too. Come on, we want a full bale. 98. It's a cold morning there, 14 Fahrenheit. You can keep that. 99. I think we'll make it. I think we'll make it. I think we can. I think I can. I think I can. Come on. One more little spot. Come on. I think there's another one down here. Could probably cut that grain right there and head it. Come on, kick over. 100. Yes, we got it. One more bale coming out. Alright, so I'm going to drive this back and sell that load, and then I'm going to grab the semi-truck. And we left the tippers and stuff down here, right?
Yes, we did.
Alright, I'm going to grab the semi-truck and the pace setter, and I'll be back. 76. Wow, it's amazing the difference. 14 Fahrenheit somewhere and then 76 somewhere. Oh, are you at a higher elevation there, maybe? I want to go somewhere where the beer flows like wine. I'm talking about a little place called Aspen. That's a great movie. I need to watch that. I'm probably going to watch that after Christmas sometime, probably in January. Right now it's all about the Christmas movies. Maybe I'll watch it after Christmas, maybe after December 25th. let's see. Where did I leave the truck? There's the trailer. Oh, there's the truck. Whoop. A lot of people say they have better handling of the truck. It feels about the same to me. Hope I can get over that train bridge with this. This is not a low loader, but it's got them hoppers that hang down. Guess we'll find out. Oh no, I look, December 1st, it's been all Christmas movies. Die Hard, Die Hard 2, Lethal Weapon, Home Alone 1 and 2, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, Ernest Saves Christmas, A Christmas Story. There's a whole lot of Christmas carols. Let's just jump it. Whee! Ooh. I was looking at chat. Yep, I don't need to look at chat in that. Yeah, the low boys are, yeah, But this one's kind of long and it has those hoppers hanging down, so I wasn't sure if it would hang up or not. You know, this is Farm Sim, by the way. So, oh, you know what? My field point's down there. Sometimes the field point and the dump point are the same. This one's not. Oh yeah, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. There's a lot of them. I'm trying to remember them all. Jingle All the Way. Then you have your older classics like Rudolph and Frosty and all of them. Charlie Brown. Yeah. I've always been partial to Mickey's Christmas Carol. Yeah, Trent, Home Alone 3's okay, but for me, it's always going to be the first two. Because those are the ones that I grew up watching. If it doesn't have Macaulay Culkin in it, then, you know, I'm an OG type guy. I like the Home Alone and Home Alone 2.
Hey Matt, what's the one with Bill Murray in it? I can't remember the name.
Scrooged.
Scrooged.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a Christmas Carol, but more of a modern 80s twist. Yeah, I was always partial. I grew up watching Mickey's Christmas Carol, and then, you know, the Muppets one came out in, like, early 90s, I think. And I like it. You know, it's good. It's got Michael Caine in it. Gremlins, yeah, I guess it's a Christmas movie. We can call it a Christmas movie. At that rate, you could say The Nightmare Before Christmas and Edward Scissorhand and all those are Christmas movies, too. It is if Die Hard is, yeah. We said National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. A lot of people don't remember Ernest Saves Christmas, and people forget that one. That's a great Christmas movie. Ernest, Jim Varney did a lot of Ernest movies. He did Ernest Scared Stupid, which is a Halloween one. Then he did Ernest Saves Christmas, which is a Christmas one. He did Ernest Goes to Camp, which would be a summer one. He did Ernest Rides Again, which I guess it doesn't really have a year type thing to it, but Ernest Goes to School, which would have been like a back to school one. Ernest Slam Dunk Ernest, which was a basketball one. Ernest Goes to Africa. Ernest in the Army. He did a lot of movies, yeah. A lot of movies. Ernest Goes to Jail. And, you know, he did other movies besides the Ernest movies. You know, he was the voice of Slinky Dog on Toy Story for Toy Story 1 and 2. And then in Toy Story 3, they got, what's his name? It's the guy that played Farmer Fran on Waterboy. He also played Sean's dad in Boy Meets World. Can't remember his real name. He was the voice of Slinky Dog in Toy Story 3, and probably Toy Story 4 if he was in it. I haven't seen Toy Story 4 yet, though. Yeah, Ernest was kind of a more of an American, I guess, franchise. You know, most of his movies, I know. Let's see, I'm trying to think. Ernest Goes to Camp, Ernest Saves Christmas, Ernest Scared Stupid, and Ernest Goes to Jail were box office movies. The rest of them were direct to video. Yep, he actually started doing, what was the, well, it wasn't the show. He started doing commercials. Where was that at? In Nashville, I think, somewhere in there. He started doing commercials for, I know he did like Mellow Yellow, and he did a lot of different commercials for different things. There's a car, yeah, okay. I pulled back in here again, thinking I'm filling up in here again. Yeah, he started doing ads with that character, and then he started doing the what was the show called? Was it Hey Vern, It's Ernest or something like that? Alright, I think I'll probably have the last load here. Did you already fill up, old man?
No, I checked the contract. We're at 97%. I kind of figured you might be able to complete that contract.
Yeah, I'll probably be able to complete it. So let me take my load down there. And we'll leave what's in here, and I'll probably be able to save some of what I got.
Alright, I'm going to start taking things back then.
Okay. I don't remember Pee-wee's Christmas special. I remember Pee-wee's Big Adventure. That was a good movie. Grew up watching that one, too. Yeah, he did several little tidbits and things. The importance of being earnest and stuff like that. Yeah, he passed away in like '02, I think, or '03. He had lung cancer. He smoked a lot. He would never let the kids see him smoke, though. If he ever smoked a cigarette, he always made it a point to be somewhere secluded that the kids could not see him smoke. Oh, the Christmas special was an '88 movie? Okay. Christmas movie with the wrestler Goldberg. I guess I don't remember that one. Alright, let's see. Well, that money should start changing when it gets to a point. Don't know if it'll be this first one. Yep, there it is. Alright, so we made 447 just off that little bit, and then I got to keep 21,400 liters plus whatever we got left down there. We got 1,200 down there, so around 23,000 liters of barley we got to keep. So this is the best way to do a contract if you're doing a harvest contract. Harvest the entire field before you deliver any of the grain. Take the grain, store it in your silo or one of the rail silos. Drop the straw if it has a straw option. Bale the straw, sell the bales, and then deliver your grain because you get to keep. It doesn't always take all of the grain. And they teased that they're going to change this. They said enjoy it while it lasts. So we may not get to keep extra grain for much longer. So we're going to enjoy it while it lasts. And then, whenever the next update comes out, we'll see if they change that. I will say this. If they take away that, they need to give us... It's a give and take type of thing. If they take away the being able to keep some of the extra grain, they need to at least give us the ability to collect the straw and keep the straw, because the farmers don't want the straw. We'll gladly take the straw because we can deliver straw bales to the heating plant over there or the animal dealer up north. Whoa, wait a minute. How much barley did I say we had left? Oh, you know what? Some of that might have been at our homestead over there. I think we did have some over there. So we ended up with, we kept 40,000 liters of that barley. I don't think, is there a way you can see how much is in here? There might still be some more in there. No, there's not. Okay. This holds 40,800 and we only made up to 40.6. So yes, there will be map mods for console. Not right now, but in the future there will be map mods for console. Yeah, I grew up watching the Ernest movies too. Those were classics for me. A lot of the 80s movies. Like Short Circuit and Police Academy and the Ernest movies, and there's so many to list. War games. I love the sounds that they added in the town over here. So you've got like an announcer announcing a ball game over there now. Although there's nobody out there playing, that's a little weird. Yeah. Conan, Ghostbusters, Back to the Future. I love the Back to the Future movies. Those are probably one of my favorites. Probably in my top 5. Of course, all the Indiana Jones movies and I don't think I've ever seen Kroll. If I have, it's been a long time. All the Crocodile Dundee movies, that was pretty big back then. Oop. Yeah, Iron Eagle, yeah. They had Iron Eagle and then Top Gun. Top Gun was a popular one. Looking forward to the sequel of that one. They're supposed to be releasing the sequel called Maverick. It's been delayed till 2022, I think. But looking forward to that one.
I'm gonna go a little bit back further than that and go Clash of the Titans.
I don't think I've even seen that one.
Oh, that's a classic.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that one.
First one I've seen in a drive-through.
The first movie I saw in a drive-through was... It was a dual showing. It was 2 movies. You got in for the price of one. It was, they had this special thing. And it was Last Action Hero, I think. Yeah, Last Action Hero and Honey, I Blew Up the Kid.
Still some good movies right there.
Mm-hmm. Last Action Hero was pretty good. That's got Arnold Schwarzenegger. Batman, yeah. Well, I remember going and seeing Honey, I Shrunk the Kids in the theater. But that wasn't actually my first movie in a theater. My first movie in a theater, and this was way back in the day. This is when I was still probably riding in a car seat. My first movie in a theater was Milo and Otis. It's a movie about a dog and a cat. Kind of want to park this up here. I may park this up here. I can park something else in there. Let me do a little landscaping here. Put me a little parking spot right here. I was fixing to say, if your original movie in a theater was Bambi, I was like, I hope that's a re-release for it, because that was released, gosh, back in the 40s or 50s, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Like, if that was your first movie and you remember that, you might have the award for the youngest at heart here. Alright, so, let's see. We have 72,000 liters of barley. That's good. Let's check our contracts again. Actually, you know what? We need to complete that one too. We're all done. We got the grain, we got the bales and all that. So we will take that. Kind of want to make sure we still have our grain. Yes, we do. So that's the way you do that. For now. They may change it. Oh, look. There is a $13,000 cultivating contract for that same field. I don't know if it's worth it, though. Not until we get a bigger cultivator. Alright, let's check some of our prices. I want to see what furniture is doing, because it was going up, even though it said it was going down. It's $4,039. Lettuce is about the same as it ever was. Well, it's actually cheaper now. The original Police Academy, yeah. Empire Strikes Back, that's a good one. Don't think silage is going to be up there, but I'm going to check it. It's going up, but I don't think it's going to make 400. Eggs, I know we're probably not. No, not yet. Unless they turn those down too. It's a whole new game, so we're actually kind of learning over again. They turned the prices down on some stuff. And prices are terrible for oat, but I guess that's kind of to be expected right now. So to transfer the grain from the contract, when you harvest the field, if you're on a contract and you harvest the field, don't take the grain to where the contract wants you to take it. Store it. You want to take the grain from the field, store it in your silo or at one of the railroad silos. Keep it there until you completely harvest the field. Okay? You want to completely harvest the field. And then if it's a crop that you can drop straw on, and you have the collect straw at contracts mod or missions mod, bale the field, sell the bales. Then once you've completely done that, you've cut the field, you've harvested it, you've got your bales off of it, take the grain and take it to where you want to sell it, and then keep an eye on your overall percentage of how complete your contract is, which is right here at the bottom. It's the progress bar. When you get close to the 90s, like the upper 90s, watch your grain as you're dumping it. As you're dumping it, you'll see you'll start making money on what's left. You want to stop making money, stop dumping it. So just on the controller, it's right bumper and Y on the Xbox controller just to stop it. You can hang on to that grain. You don't want to sell it at that price, because that price wherever you're selling it at is probably not that great. So you can keep that extra grain and hold on to it until you get a better price, or, take it to one of your, grain mill or something like that, if you own that. So that's how you get to keep the extra crop. You don't get all of the grain, but you get, quite a bit. We got 40,600 liters off of it, which is quite a bit. But that's a big field too, so that's another thing to keep in mind. The bigger the field, the more grain you get to keep. And they're talking about turning that off, so just, keep that in mind. Yeah, all on PC. The collect straw at missions or collect straw at contracts mod, I think that's PC only. Yeah, that's not a new map. No Man's Land, that is not a new map. That map has been around since 19. It's a great map for all the console people out there, I guess, because, that's all you got. It's funny. I get a lot of people come into the chat that say, "Oh man, No Man's Land. Have you seen No Man's Land? It's so great. There's so many trees. It's so vast. You can create, so much." And I kind of want to tell them, Yukon. That's what I really want to say. No Man's Land is a standard map, right? It's the same size as Elm Creek. So when you look at Elm Creek, let's go look at this. You zoom out here. This is Elm Creek. And most of you have probably been on Elm Creek. If you have the game now and had it for a while, you've probably, explored the map a little bit. It's a pretty good size map. But it's a standard 2x map. The Yukon River Valley map by Honor Realism is a 16x map. So that means you could fit 16 of these Elm Creek maps in there, right? I'm pretty sure that's right. A 4x map, you can fit 4 of these maps in the map. So if you had a 4x map, this whole map would make up 1/4 of a 4x map. It would be one corner. So you'd have this one, and then up above it, you'd have another Elm Creek. Over to the left of it, you'd have another Elm Creek, and over to the opposite corner, you'd have another Elm Creek. That's a 4x map. So picture in your head a 16x map. That was a big one. Yeah, it was on 19. They are working on it for 22. The Yukon River Valley is being worked on for Farming Simulator 22. If you want to follow that progress, You can go on Facebook and join the Realistic Gaming Crew. That is the group for Honor Realism. Honor Realism is the author of the Yukon map. And that's a PC only map, which is, that's why I understand, a lot of the console people out there are just so excited for No Man's Land, but they're confused when PC people are not that excited for No Man's Land. It's because we have like Yukon River Valley. Now that's a huge map. I mean, we can do gold mining on it. We can do coal mining. We had the productions of making barrels and stuff, and gosh, I can't even remember what all. We made barrels, we made planks, all kinds of different stuff at the sawmill. It's basically a giant, Yukon map. I mean, there's a lot of trees. That's one map that you could actually use real forestry equipment on, like a yarder and stuff like that. Nothing but buying station and cover trees. Oh, I don't know which one that one would be. There were a lot of blank maps. There were a lot of very, very plain maps that might have had just a sell point here, sell point there. There were some that didn't have any. There were some that were just, start from scratch. There was actually a 64X map that was that way. I think it had maybe one or two sell points, and you could build it how you wanted to. Which, 64 is insane. 16 is really insane if you think about it. But if you have the people to play the map, it's not that bad. Alright, let's see. What are we doing? Do we have any more contracts that are waiting? We have a fertilizing contract. We'll go hit that real quick. If I can find a tractor. Here's a few. I'll take this little guy right here. Yeah, Yukon was a great map. It had barges you could ride down the river, and it was too big for two people. It was me and Phil pretty much that played that one. I think maybe a couple other people came in there, at different times, but for the most part it was me and Phil. And it was so massive and so big that it was crazy. It was really, really, really a big map. DJ Modding is actually working on a new map. It's a 4X map, I think. So I'm looking forward to see what that one is going to be like. We played all his maps in 19. He did the Upper Mississippi River Valley, which was a great map. He did Deer Country, USA. He did, trying to remember them all now. He did Somewhere in Canada, and then we played the last one, which we absolutely destroyed that map. That was Eric, Oklahoma. So, really looking forward to his maps. Alright, let's go in here. We're going to go north and south. We're going to do our auto width. I think this is pretty accurate for the big stuff. It's the smaller stuff that it doesn't really hit really well. We'll show our lines. I'm going to move that over a little bit more. Oop, I think I went in too far. Here we go, that'll work. Nope, come on, buddy. Go forward. Probably should have got some fert. Is it letting me do it? It may have expired. Oh, it's already done. Wait, did that say completed or active? Am I in the right field? I'm not in the right field. Wait, which field is it? Field 32. Okay. I am going to go get some more fert because that's a bigger field. This one's done. This one's fully fertilized. It's ready to go. It's got oats in it, so it's not a bad field. This might be one we could actually pick up here. Yeah, I see it now. Ixerius. I'm gonna say your name over and over again so I get it down. Oh, the last map we did was Red River Valley by DJ Modding. I forgot about that one. Yeah, so we moved from Eric, Oklahoma over to Red River Valley. That was actually, let's see, it was North Dakota, Montana, and Manitoba put together. It's actually a real place based on the real place up there. I was going to say tri-state, but it's not really tri-state. It's those two states plus the Canadian Manitoba border. I need fruit. Exerious. I'm going to say it over and over again. Did you ever play the Millennial Farmers Farm place? I explored it a little bit. Didn't really play it. John did an entire series on it. And if you want to go watch it, go to twitch.tv/PumaPlow. I think it's on that one. I think that's where he put that Let's Play. He has another channel where he puts... I'm getting them confused now. One has the streams and one has his Let's Play. I think it's the original channel. So, Trent, correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's the original. YouTube.com/PumaPlow. He did an entire series on 19 with Millennial Farmer. So you can go and watch that. That's he did a great job on that one. That would be a map that I would consider playing if they brought it back. It would really be a nice 4X map, I think. Yep, gotta move it over. Come on, tractor shift. This is one of the slowest shifting tractors. There we go. Now we're in line. Lime? No. No, I bought Fert. That's Fert right there. Lime's down here. First one's Fert. I bought the right kind, trust me. This spreader actually won't take lime, so even if I bought the wrong one, it won't fill it up. This spreader only takes fertilizer. But yeah, you guys, make sure you watch John today at noon. He'll be back at noon today. Twitch.tv/PumaPlow playing Elm Creek. He's getting into cows. They got into cows last night. So they have a whole new operation, a whole new ball game over there today. Make sure you check that out. What is this field planted in? What is this? Is this the sorghum field? Yeah, this has sorghum in it. How much is this one? 510 E. This one's not bad. It's 226. I'm really eyeballing this one though. This is a nice sized field. It's got a few trees down there. But it's expensive. It's $527,000. Man. There's so many other properties out there that we could pick up and acquire that are not that expensive. 52. 52 is only 120 or 140. 55 is 118. 30 is 226. It's a little bit more, but I kind of like 56 down here too. Because then we could bring these together. Oh, did I? I guess I came off cruise control there. Must have bumped a button. Can I explain how to get these lines up? So you have to be on PC. Let me clarify this. You have to be on PC, and you have to download the GPS mod from the mod hub. Okay. So to get those up, you hit. Oh gosh, I'm trying to remember the keyboard controls. I think it's Control C. I've got it programmed on my controller, so you just bring up the menu. I think with Control S, and then show lines over here. Are you on PC Hippo Patuna, maybe? If you're on console, it's not going to work because you have to have the GPS mod. Yep, I like to hide the lines. You don't really need them once you get set up. You can kind of guesstimate where you're at here. Is it left Alt and C? Okay, left Alt and C. Thanks, Trent. I can never remember the keyboard controls because, like I said, I always program my controller to do my GPS. And then left Alt and S brings up the menu. Okay. What does control do? I know there's a control button there, right? Come on, Bessie Pooh. Okay, it's left Control and S to open the menu. What does left Alt S do, Trent? Does that do anything? I know Alt and X turns it on. That's the one I do remember. Yeah, no, them silage, we're going to be hanging on to them silage bales till winter. Probably do a little fast timing to get there eventually. Where is furniture? Furniture. Okay, that price is still going up. Ah, almost ended up in the creek. Oh, left Alt and S does nothing. Okay. See, even Trent got confused. So even though it says it's going down, the price is going up for furniture. We'll keep an eye on that. Technically, tomorrow is the best day to sell it. If they fix the thing. If they didn't fix the thing, it's a lie. So, Alrighty then, let's see. Yeah, there's so many controls in the game, it's ridiculous. So we'll collect that. I'll hit this refresh button to see if anything pops up. And nothing is popping up. So I'd say we're caught up on pretty much everything. We made $11,400 off that field. Of course, we had to buy some fert too, but that'll offset costs in the future. Alright, let's see now. Nothing good for sale. Waiting on that. Let's look around at properties again. So I'm thinking 55 down here. It's got some canola in it. It's fully fertilized. Doesn't really need anything. It's even rolled and mulched according to that. Let's go down and take a look at it. Jump the creek. Jump it again. Here it is right here. So this is the canola. See, it's still only 98%. Maybe it's got stones in it. Oh, yeah, it's got stones in it, so maybe that's it. Or does stones affect yield? I don't know. Yeah, even our grass field got stones in it. Even our farmyard over there that we made, that was field 44, it spawned stones in it, and we've had stones turned off. So, and they're still turned off. But this is a nice size field. I mean, it's I think it's nice. It's got a couple trees on it here. Yeah, it's got some decent trees on it here we could take out. And, you know, when we buy this part, which we will buy eventually, we could combine all this together. Got a few more trees there. And then we can make this kind of straight next to this highway. Get it all the way as close to the highway as we can here. Combine all these together, 53, 54, and 55 here. And just have it come straight up here. Do a little fine tuning of the field here. And then I would kind of like it to where we can still mow around them. I kind of like mowing around the fields. It gives us a little extra silage in the... They did move this tree. Look at that. Oh, this is in our field. Look. Well, that stinks. We've got trees in our soybean field. Wonder if it respawned those up there then. It did not. So it did not respawn these trees up here. Because there were 2 oak trees up here on this side. So it did not respawn those, but it did respawn down here. Huh. Oh yeah, look, even these trees out here it respawned. Or wait, they moved them. Oh, they got rid of some of them. There were more trees right over in here. They got rid of some of these, I think. Is there any way to see that without... Turn it all off? No, it just still just shows the plow field. See that, old man? They put trees back in our field.
Yeah, I see that.
So I guess we'll just harvest around these, and then once we get it harvested, come and cut them back down. Curious to see what we own. We do own that one. Okay, that one we don't. I think we own this one. Yep. Okay. New game save recommended? Yeah, we're not doing that. We've done too much work. We'll just cut the trees back down and take them out. After we harvest it, though, we don't want to come in here now, you know. But they did move this big tree. This big tree was right here, like right next to the railroad. And they moved it over here into the crop. That's, or they put it across the road over here. They might have put it across the road. I don't know. That's interesting. Yeah, looks like all the fields got stones back in them. So I'm thinking we buy this canola field. It's at 98%. I think that's probably as high as we're gonna get it. It doesn't say that it needs anything, but now that it's planted, it might not. We're still learning. We're having to relearn, actually, from what we learned. I think 98 is going to be as good as it gets. So what do you say we pick up field 55? It's 118. All right, we got some canola to harvest soon. Probably tomorrow or the next day. All right, and then we're also kind of looking at 30 up here. We need 226, and we have 222, so we could meet that. Let's go up and look at 30. Gonna wait on field 52. I want them to put some crop in here and let's get it fertilized, you know, and get it worked. So here's field 30, and it's in the same boat. It's at 98%, but it's 100% fertilized. I don't think it needs anything else. There's no weeds in it. Turn that off. Yeah, it doesn't say it needs rolling or mulching or anything. We're going to keep... I don't think we're going to do that anyway, though. And it's ready to go. So there's that oat field. I really like this one. We'd have to make a custom GPS line for this field because it's longer this way. We'd have to see if we can do a custom one. Yeah, no, field 71 is just sitting down there idle right now because we don't have any rolling contracts or baling contracts to activate the growth down there. Guess we could buy it and activate it and then like jump start it, but man, that thing's $680,000. It's not a bad property though. It's got a lot of trees on it. If we ever run out of trees up there, we should acquire this property because it's got trees over here. You actually own this side of the road too. You could cut those trees. It's got trees all around it. You could expand this thing quite a bit. But I think this oat field would be a good investment. It's right across from the farm. The farm is literally right there.
Do we have enough money for it?
We will.
There you go.
So, go find a few toys out here. because we're going to do that one more time, since it's going to be the final time. The third time's the charm. Alright, I know there's one up here on the roof. We've already picked up a couple. We picked up the one out of the creek, out of the shopping cart over there. And then the sheep up at where we deleted the buildings, where we demolished the buildings up there. There's a sheep right here. So there's 1,000. Now I just got to remember where everything's at. I know there's some behind these houses here. There's one. And then I think there's one, yeah, right here in the sink. That's 226, so I really just need to find one more. Trying to remember here. I know there's some at this house. Gotta climb the ladder though. Yep, there's one right there. And then I know the bakery has one. I think there's another one behind one of these houses. I may have already passed it. Yeah, there's one under this boat. Yeah. There we go. And then there's one at the bakery here. There's one up on top of the shop. We're going to have to get a front loader down here, I guess, and so we can get up there. And then there's one up on the roof of the sign shop. So we'll have to get the front loader and do that. Trying to remember where they all are. There's one over here. Okay. There's a few down here. Let's see, I always forget this one, so I'm going to get it first. Come on. So there's that. The pitter patter of the fast running is kind of funny, yeah. I had my Wheaties this morning, so. Is it up here? I think there's one up here. Yep. Got that one. Wait, there's one over here too. There's like 4 right down here. We're at this east rail silo thing. There's a lot in the state park up there, so we'll have to get up there before too long. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow morning. I'm just looking at getting enough to buy that, maybe that field, and then maybe then some. Kind of want to pay off our loan though, I really do. We need to start working on that. Maybe we use the rest of it to pay off the loan, and just wait on that other field, because that's an expensive. That's $500,000 on that field, and there's cheaper properties out there to be had. So, all right, I think we're ready. I think we can buy that now. So it's field 30. It's in oats. 226. We own it. Hey, we're poor again. Alright, the man. See you later. We'll see you in John's stream. Yep, John will be streaming Puma Plow, twitch.tv/Puma Plow at noonish today. So there's 3 right here. Alright. One on the table. There's one behind a trailer or something over here, yep. Right there. So this is the last time we get to do this. Hey, we got furniture. Let's go down to the pigs. There's a few down there. Oh, did they raise this up? Or was this always this way? Maybe it was always this way and I didn't pay attention. There's one at the water tower here. Right there. There's a couple pigs down here. I love that we can delete. Well, we can't delete those. We'll have to leave those. I love that we can delete at least these buildings up here. May have to do some landscaping or something out here. And then there's another pig right here. Okay, we're making our money back. Let's, there's a save. Where do we need to go? We've been to the carpentry, we've been here, we've been there, been here, and down there. Let's go over to the creek over here, I guess, and start working from there down. Because there's some in this creek. Hello. Good morning, hello. So you make $1,000 per collectible, and when you find all 10 of one type of collectible, so there's, let's just use plows for an example. When you find all 10 of the plow toys, you get $100,000. So for each one, individually, like this combine here, we'll get $1,000 for that. Once we find all 10 combines, we get an additional, you get the $1,000 for that combine, but you get an additional $100,000 for finding all 10. So really you make $110,000 per collectible, and there are 10 collectibles, so it comes out to $1.1 million, which is really nice. It's always nice to have a little money. Okay, got them. You know what, I think I completely passed that lake down there. Let's go down here. Whee! Did they fix the invisible one? No, they did not. So there's a pig on the front of this boat, out in the front of this little pond here, and there's an invisible trailer right there at the back of it. In the winter time, there's a snowman holding it. So if you get down to like the last, I want to say he's holding a trailer. If you get down to the last trailer, I think that's it. That's where it's at. There's a cow. And there's something up here. If I can get to it. Oh, I jumped over. Gotta get back up there. Jump. Jump. Come on. This one's a little hard to get to. There we go. And I'm probably forgetting some. I'll just have to double whack and see where I'm at here. One right there. And then there's another one over here. This one's kind of funny because it's nailed up by its tail. So it's like pin the tail on the donkey. Alright, got that one. And maybe we just hang on to the money. I don't see us doing that, but, you know. Hey, they moved this one. Look at that. So they took the cow off of the windowsill. It was up here on the windowsill. Now it's down here on the ground. So they did move that one. Let's see, there should be a plow up here. And they moved the plow too. So I guess on the buildings, the deletable buildings, they moved them. They moved them down to where... I guess if you deleted the buildings, maybe it wouldn't delete the toy too or something. I don't know. And I think that was it for down here. There's one over here. We gotta climb. So, probably won't get all these done today. Which is okay, because we'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. We'll, get back to it. Yep, there's like a yellow cow or something up there. Let's see. Yep, little yellow cow right there. Alright, everybody jump. Whee! Yes, you can delete the buildings at the 4 farms now. So there's 4 farms in each corner. There's a pig farm, a sheep farm, a cow farm, and a ranch for horses. You can delete the buildings now. There's some decorative buildings there that are pretty much, you can't do anything with them. They're just there for looks. They put in the ability to remove those buildings so that you can build your own farm there. You can put in you have room for like your animal pens and some sheds and, you know, barn, hayloft, whatever you want to build, pretty much. You know what? I think there's one down here. Yeah, with that update, they changed that. You can now demolish, is really the more accurate term. You can demolish those buildings. Do they have those small animals in FS19? What small animals? I mean the collectibles? If that's what you're talking about, no. What I'm doing right now, like picking up these toys, is that what you're talking about? You know what, there's a couple over here. There's like 3 of them over here. Yep. And I think there's one down in this creek over here too. Yeah, no, they didn't have it. They did away with collectibles in 19. Which was disappointing. Everybody liked having the collectibles. It was something fun to do, and you got to explore the map. That was the main reason of really having the collectibles, is it gave you an opportunity to really explore the map and see what all's out there. I like having the collectibles, and it's nice having that little money boost too, sometimes. So... Alright, and I'm thinking there was one... Thought there was one in here. You know, I always thought there was one in here and there never was. That's what it was. Are they actually out there playing ball now? I hear they're announcing it. Nope. Must be a ghost game. But there is a tractor up here, so I'll go ahead and grab it. And go. I feel like Spider-Man when I do that. Alright. Yeah, if you don't want the money boost, you just don't do it. Or you can go into your XML and take it out if you just want to get rid of the collectibles. Boy, wouldn't that have been something if they had moved the collectibles? Like with the update? Oh man, that would have been something. Should be a sheep in there. Yep. Alright, and we'll go this way. There should be a sheep and stuff over here. See, this is the field that I really want. It's got quite a few trees right here, but it's planted in soybeans. It's only 50% fertilized, so I'm shocked we don't have another contract for it yet. Although it is still, you know, in its first growth state, so it may come tomorrow. It's a really good sized field, though. Do they have a John Deere with just tracks? Yes. You have options there. So you have the 8RT John Deere with just tracks. You have the 8RX with just tracks. And the difference between the two is this has 2 tracks, so it's kind of like a tank when it, you know, maneuvers. This one actually steers in the front like a traditional tractor, but it has tracks instead of wheels. There is the 9RT, which I'm a little disappointed in because there's not a US version of this. There's US versions of every other large John Deere tractor in the game except this one. So I'm a little disappointed in this one. Every other John Deere has US version. So you can go down here, it says design. You can switch it from EU to US. The 9RT is the only one. I'm going to rake them over the coals for this. The 9RT is the only one that does not have a design switch where you can switch it from EU to US. So if they don't change that, we will probably never own that tractor, I would say. There are some mods out there that I know custom modding, and there's somebody else that made or are making a 9RT, or have made a 9RT in the past that is US spec. So we'll probably go with theirs. This one has the same design switch that you can switch back and forth. Who did that one, Trent? You told me who did that one. I know Custom had one. And I don't think it was in their list. They had the 8RT in their list, which we can use the in-game one. It's fine, but it'd be nice. I can't believe Giants didn't make a US version of that one. They did all the other ones, except the 9RT. And the 9RT is a popular one here. So, why Giants? Why? Why do all the others and not the one? It's a little change, but yeah. Alright, so that's all the John Deere's with Trex. Let's see, there's one right there. This one's hard to get. There we go. Up here in the forest, there's a horse pulling a trailer or something. Yep. Okay, we haven't found all 10 of all of them yet. Hello, dear. Surprisingly, there's none at the sawmill. There is one back here at the... we got a lot of wood, guys. We got so much timber back here. We've just started piling it back here. It's crazy. Now, you know, for the first 2 times we did this, we had a telehandler for one, and then we had a tractor with a front loader for another, and then we stood on each other's shoulders to get up there. But there's one right up there on the weather main, right up there. Somebody said there's a ladder laying over here somewhere that we can use to get up there. Oh, yep, there is. Look at that. There's a red ladder right there. Can I pick it up? I don't think I can pick it up. Maybe it's a different ladder. I am not seeing another ladder here. We may have to come back for this one. There's a red ladder right there, but we can't pick it up. It's not giving me the trigger to pick it up, so we'll just have to, I don't see any other ladders laying around. So I don't know if they changed that or... Yeah, there's no ladders laying around here. That's the only one. There might be a ladder down here we can get, though. Like that one. Nope, can't pick that one up either. I don't know, maybe they changed that. Maybe they changed it to where you can't do that anymore. Alright, let's see. Where else do we need to go? Let's go up to the ranch. So we'll come back and get that last combine up there. Got the horses. I feel like the Flash, running so fast. Flash. Ah. There's one under this bridge. It's a sheep. There's a couple over here in this little community town, wherever it's at. A few here at the grain mill, we'll get them. Are these the ladders we can move? Nope. I think these are fixed in place. I have a fear of heights. Not really. You have to go high for this one, though. Da-na-na-na-na. And there's another one way over here. Okay. And then let's see, there's another one under a bridge down here somewhere. I think it's this bridge right here. Yep. Got that one. And then the corn maze is up here somewhere. I don't know where though. There it is. And there's one out here in this withered corn that's been withered for a while. Somewhere out here. There's a combine there, right there. Okay. So we'll go up here. Water tank here. Yeah, we haven't found all 10 of any one thing yet. There's one in here. I gotta climb that tower. Come on. It's always kind of hard to climb these because you hit the wrong, just right, it's very narrow. Hit that wrong spot and you just stop dead in your track. Oop. It's a beautiful view from up here, don't get me wrong. Oop, come on. The rock trail, what? What about the rock trail? Okay, got that one. Wish I could jump from here, but I can't. I think I can jump from maybe here. Yep. Whoa, buddy. There we go. And there's one right on the ground here. Getting close to the state park. And there's one right here. There's the state park. So I kind of want to just avoid that area right now. I need to go back. We have to go back, Kate. Now there's one up here on this bridge. There's a few over here at the animal dealer. We can go ahead and get them. I get stuck trying. There's one back here in the back. Oh, come on. Jump over the thing. One up here in this chute. Alright. And there's one kind of up over here. Yep. Alright. So other than the farmer's market, and I got stuck. There we go. We're done over here. There's a one over under the bridge way down here. So let's go down there. So we just got to remember to come back to the farmer's market. That's the only one left in this sector. And yes, I said sector. There's none. You would think there would be some up at those houses, but there's none up there. There's one at this house. And this one I missed forever because the flowers were really yellow, and I think they were more poofy than that. It kind of just blends in. There's one at the spinnery. there. Boy, this place is loud. We're going down the road. There's one behind this barn. See, even this barn is, I wonder if you can delete these. Kind of curious now. Oh no, you can't delete these. So this farm right here, you cannot delete these. Keep that in mind, guys. You can't demolish them, they don't light up. Ah. Alright. You don't have to own them. They should light up when you go over them with the tool, and they don't. So you cannot demolish those. It doesn't matter. You can't demolish them until you own them, but they should still light up. Grass field. Wish I could go in the bowling alley just to bowl, you know. Yeah, I wish we could demolish. Honestly, you know, my thinking behind that is if you own the property, you should be able to demolish the building. That's just my thinking behind it. Let's see, we got the sheep. There's one down here in a creek somewhere. Let's see. Let's jump down in the creek here. Yep, right there. Alright, there's one at the biogas. So loud. We got a lot of silage bales, guys. How am I running so fast? That is, there's actually a mod for it now, but we use the Steam thing where you put in the cheat thing in the Steam port. So I mean they have a mod for it now, so I guess other people can do it too. And there might be a thing for that, kind of like on Steam, but ours is done through Steam. I know Phil has it. I'm trying to remember where they all are now. I think the state park might be the last place to go now. I think I have collected them all elsewhere. I'm looking around the map. I'm trying to remember. Oh, you know what? There's a couple more down here. See, I'll remember. I'll know I'll forget a couple, but you know, eventually I will remember. All right, so now I think they are all up at the state park. I am pretty sure. There's one in the culvert kind of outside the park up there, but you know what? There's some at the Walmart over here. Hang on. There's a couple at the Walmart. There's one. And then a tanker up here. So now that's it. Okay. The rest of them are at the state park. I think we will go and get those tomorrow. And then hopefully we'll have a little bit of money then, maybe, to pay back. I really want to pay back our loan. I kind of do, but then I want to take out more loan to buy stuff. I think that's how it goes. You want to take out more loan to buy stuff, but then you want to pay it off too. So we'll see. We'll see. Well, you know, I know what Phil was going to want to do. He's going to want to probably pay the loan off. But yeah, we might buy some more acreage. Might buy some more fields. And then maybe do some fast timing to sell some stuff, and then we can buy more acreage that way too. So it just would be nice to have the loan paid off. Just to have it as a rainy day fund, you know, to buy equipment maybe and stuff like that. So we'll come back. We got to get the toys off the top of the roofs too. The shop, the sign shop, and the Johnson's Farmer Market. We'll save those for last. We'll go to the state park tomorrow, pick up the toys. You guys make sure you check out John, twitch.tv/PumaPlow. He'll be streaming at noonish today. That's going to be it for us today. And we will be back tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. So you guys enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Stay safe. And always remember, you reap what you sow. It's Matt from the Green Arcade. Old man, thanks for joining.
Thank you.
We'll see y'all later.